On ASEAN Highlight this week, we commemorate the 44th anniversary of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations as we take a look at the past, present and future of the Southeast Asian grouping. Southeast Asian governments mark the 44th anniversary of the founding of ASEAN through the hoisting of the association's flag in government offices, embassies and diplomatic missions around the region and the world. The symbolic gesture, along with exhibition of cultural displays, were demonstrations of unity and solidarity of the region as Southeast Asia counts down towards forming an economic community by 2015 and other forms of communities beyond that. Events elsewhere around the world in the past few weeks, such as the debt problems and the financial volatility in the United States and Europe, which could trigger another global economic crisis, serve as a reminder to the perils the association will need to face and overcome in this interconnected economic landscape. As policymakers and Southeast Asian business operators look towards the formation of the AEC, a fine balancing act is required in spurring national and regional economic growth while at the same time maintain high level of sustainability. Furthermore, the riots that swept the United Kingdom major cities this week reflect the serious challenges and difficulties that come with community building and maintaining social and cultural harmony in a multicultural environment where differences in race, ethnicity, culture and economic and social classes exist. As the region moves closer towards its 2015 targets and beyond, more involvement from the people of Southeast Asia is needed in shaping their shared future, while developmental and economic gap need to be addressed and bridged to ensure that equal opportunities from regional integration apply to all ASEAN citizens. The changes that have occurred since the signing of the Bangkok Declaration, which gave birth to ASEAN on August 8, 1967, meant that gesture of solidarity need to be accompanied by hard work, and symbolic unity need to be met with real participation by the people and efforts by all concerns to ensure that this Southeast Asian project can succeed not only in name but in reality as well. Thai News Agency team reporting for ASEAN TV. Apart from being ASEAN anniversary, Monday was also an anniversary of the 4/8 uprising in the country formerly known as Burma. More in this report. Nobel laureate and Myanmar pro-democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi led a religious ceremony in Yangon last Monday to commemorate the 23rd anniversary of a student uprising in 1988. Around 200 Burmese took part in the ceremony in Thadu Monastery to pray for those who died in the uprising. The 4/8 uprising was started in August 8, 1988 by students at the then Rangoon University, and it spread nationwide as the students called on the junta government to move towards democracy. It ended with a bloody crackdown with thousands of deaths attributed to the military and many protesters locked up as political prisoners. Suu Kyi, who was released from house arrest in November last year, will make her first political trip outside Yangon for the first time tomorrow, attending a library opening in Bago. In June, Myanmar's regime told Suu Kyi to halt all political activities and warned that a political tour could spark chaos and riots. It remains to be seen how the Naypyidaw government will respond to Suu Kyi's trip. On Tuesday, chief negotiator of a Philippine rebel group said a peace deal to end 40 years of armed conflict in the south of the largely Catholic country could be achieved in the next 2 years. President Benigno Aquino boosted confidence in talks after he met Moro Islamic Liberation Front chief negotiator Mohakar Ibrahim last week to fast-track stalled peace negotiations. Giving up their original demand for secession, the Muslim rebel group in southern Philippines now demands a separate Muslim majority state within the country and shared control over resources with the central government. The government is expected to submit its proposal in response to the rebels' demand for a state within a state in negotiations to be held in Kuala Lumpur on August the 22nd. The rebel group said the meeting gave them fresh hope to end the conflict that has killed 120,000 people and displaced 2 million others. After assuming presidency in 2010, Aquino vowed to end rebellions from Maoist-led rebels and Muslim guerrillas within the first half of his 6-year term and lure foreign investments in poor but resource-rich areas in the country. Thailand has this week officially welcomed a new prime minister and new government's cabinet. More in this report.
After the Pheu Thai party won a landslide victory in the recently passed July 3rd election, the lower house of parliament voted Friday the exiled former Thai premier Thaksin Shinawat's younger sister, Miss Yingluck Shinawatra, as the next prime minister of the Kingdom of Thailand. Then, later on Monday, Miss Yingluck received the royal command signed by His Majesty King Bhumibol Adulyadej, which officially appointed her as the 28th premier. Prime Minister Yingluck Tuesday announced the new cabinet lineup of her government, but with the new Thai cabinet barely getting to start doing its work, critics have already voiced concerns that Yingluck's cabinet might not do well. And most have critiqued that the newly selected Thai foreign minister lacked the skills needed in handling the country's foreign affairs. In response, Ms. Yingluck said that her Pheu Thai party has carefully designed her cabinet and her government would work for national and economic development together with other concerned parties, including Parliament and numerous advisors. Asked for a response to negative comments on her cabinet lineup, Ms. Yingluck said she would like people to first let her government do its duty. She assured that her ministers only wish to serve the public and they should be evaluated as a whole rather than individually. Asked why MP Surapong Tawichakchaikul was selected as Thai foreign minister, the new premier said she trusts that Mr. Surapong has the necessary experience as he was listed as MP for several times before. And with his background of working in the House Committee and knowledge on trade by working in a major firm, Ms. Yingluck believes that he has the ability to take on the job. Besides, Mr. Surapong would be aided by foreign ministry officials on diplomatic matters, she added. Regarding the criticism that the just-appointed Finance Minister Thirachai Phuwanat Naraduban may focus more on the capital market than on macroeconomic issues, the Prime Minister said Kitti Naranong, the Deputy Prime Minister and Commerce Minister, would handle macroeconomic matters with the aid of advisors. Ms. Yingluck asked that the ministers be allowed to do their work for at least 6 months before an evaluation, as they would need the time to adjust and learn about the country's administration and how to implement policies to the highest benefit of the people. Thai news agency reporting for ASEAN TV.
As Prime Minister Yingluck and her ministers start their work in the coming weeks, Thai news agency reporter Nathan Jaran talked to Dr. Sakarin Niyom Sin from Mahidol University about the potential roles which a new government should play in ASEAN. More in this report.
ASEAN has served as a cornerstone for Thai politics for years, and it will remain so. The organizations have moved forward quite a long way in maintaining political maturity since 1967. However, ASEAN's lack of power still remains a problem on the political front, causing delayed conflict resolutions and many unresolved issues.
The ASEAN way of non-interference, on the one hand, it works quite well in sustaining ASEAN's closer cooperation, but on the other hand, it also delays conflict resolutions in many ASEAN countries. For example, problems in Myanmar, which became a big international issue, also affects many ASEAN countries. ASEAN has not done much in resolving the problems.
To strengthen the political and security community, the present government of Thailand may start from rejuvenating Thailand's position in ASEAN. The Thai government needs to restore people's faith in ASEAN by working with ASEAN governments in authorizing the existing dispute settlement mechanisms. This can be done by agreeing to give power to the ASEAN Secretariat to handle certain regional issues and set out some directives which have binding effect throughout the region.
The European Commission is an example. European Commission can issue some directives which have binding effects on EU members. And in the future, I think if ASEAN wants to have progress beyond the ASEAN community, ASEAN will have to authorize more power to ASEAN Secretariat to resolve problems and conflicts.
The Thai government can play a role as mediator along with other ASEAN governments in dispute resettlement in the region. It could help by reminding both parties that there are not only the two nations in Southeast Asia, and that one certain conflict could have caused negative impact to the whole region. An example with the Thai-Cambodia border spat precedes how ASEAN government can encourage the resumption of dialogue between Thailand and Cambodia through both bilateral and regional mechanisms, as an example for other conflicts in the region. In addition, the Thai government should learn to understand the ASEAN progress toward ASEAN Economic Community and its changing trends, to make the region well recognized on global arena, and how the region is going to position itself should be considered the government top priority. I'm Nathan Jaran of Thai News Agency, reporting for ASEAN TV.
Our reporter Akanit Vishianjaran spoke to Professor Sarut Sakunarat from the Burma University about what ASEAN and Thailand need to prepare itself for leading up to the formation of the ASEAN Economic Community in 2015. More in this report.
Back in 2007, ASEAN leaders adopted the ASEAN Economic Blueprint to serve as a master plan for the establishment of the ASEAN Economic Community, or the AEC, in 2015. The blueprint calls for ASEAN not only to be a single market and production base, but also to be a region of equitable development.
อัตราการเติบโตทางเศรษฐกิจและความก้าวหน้าในการดำเนินงานเนี่ยขณะนี้ถือว่าอาเซียนเนี่ยเป็นลำดับ2ของโลกรองจาก EU นะครับถ้าเราสแกนไปทั่วโลกแล้วเนี่ยเราจะพบว่าอาเซียนแอคทีฟที่สุดและมีความร่วมมือที่เป็นรูปธรรมมากที่สุดตัวเลขการเติบโตนี้ค่อนข้างจะเห็นได้ชัดเจนครับ
Director of the Indochina Studies Center of Burma University, Professor Sarut Sakunarat, says in order for the AEC to form by 2015, ASEAN must focus on reducing economic inequality in the region and resolving territorial disputes between Thailand and Cambodia. ASEAN already began implementing policies to reduce inequality in the region. In establishing free trade in the region, ASEAN's 6 members, including Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, and Thailand, granted longer time frames to ASEAN's new members for the tariff reduction obligation. ASEAN's new members include Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam. And as a result, these countries have more time to prepare themselves for free trade in the region. In addition, ASEAN can also reduce inequality by promoting investments in its less developed members. The investments in these countries would in effect boost their economy. For instance, Malaysia, Singapore, and Thailand have expanded their textile garment industries to Vietnam, and Thailand has expanded its agricultural industry to Laos and Cambodia through contract farming, where Thailand buys forward the agricultural products. Professor Sarut views these transnational investments as a win-win situation for both sides. While the more developed country gets to expand its businesses abroad, the less developed country also reaps the benefit from the investments. And as for the territorial disputes between Thailand and Cambodia, Professor Sarut says the incoming government will need to make clear of its intention to reconcile the border disputes with Cambodia. When Prime Minister Yingluck steps into office, she can expedite the reconciliation process by making an official visit to Cambodia, displaying Thailand's intention to reconcile the border dispute.
อันหนึ่งที่ผมขอนำเสนอคือเรายุติปัญหาในเรื่องของพรมแดนแล้วก็หันมาร่วมมือทางเศรษฐกิจพูดก็คือเราจะต้องเลือกประเด็นของ win-win strategy ก่อนอะไรที่เป็นปัญหานี่ผมว่าเก็บไว้ก่อนค่อยๆพูดค่อยๆจาในที่ที่เหมาะสมไม่ควรที่จะนำปัญหานี้เสนอต่อที่สาธารณะให้เป็นที่ถกเถียงและเป็นอุปสรรคต่อการรวมตัวทางเศรษฐกิจ
And when the ASEAN Economic Community is formed successfully, ASEAN, with a population of 600 million and a combined nominal GDP of $1.8 trillion, will become the second strongest union in the world after the European Union. ASEAN is currently the world leader in agricultural production. For instance, Thailand and Vietnam together control approximately 80% of the world rice market. Meanwhile, ASEAN has the potential to become the world leader in some other industries as well, including computer parts and vehicle production. Resolving internal conflicts and inequality would ensure that ASEAN reaches its potential. Akanit Vishianjaran of Thai News Agency, ASEAN TV.
That's it for this edition of ASEAN Highlights for this week. On behalf of the ASEAN News Desk at Thai News Agency, I hope you all will have a lovely weekend and Swadee Krap.